If you want to slow down aging, stop spending money on supplements and start paying attention to the clock. Because there is a 16-hour window every single day where your body will literally hunt down and devour its own broken aging cells. It is free, it is backed by a Nobel Prize awarded in October 2016, and most doctors will never bring it up in a 12-minute appointment. I'm Dr. Maren, and in over 15 years working in emergency medicine, I watch the same preventable breakdowns roll through those doors at 2 in the morning, at noon on a Tuesday, on Christmas Eve. Heart attacks in 52-year-olds, strokes in 46-year-olds, type 2 diabetes diagnoses in patients who swore they were eating clean. And here is what almost nobody told them. It was rarely about willpower. It was about a biological switch nobody told these patients existed. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because by the end of this video, I am going to give you the exact hours that flip that switch, the one specific food that quietly breaks the whole process without you ever realizing, and the 3 common mistakes that cancel everything you are trying to do. If you take one thing away today, this will be it. Let me tell you about a patient I will call Robert. Robert was 58, successful, busy, the kind of man who ate healthy by his definition. He drank a protein smoothie at 7 in the morning, snacked on almonds at 10, had lunch at noon, granola bar at 3, dinner at 7, and a small bowl of yogurt before bed at 10:30. By his math, he was eating clean. By his body's math, he had not stopped eating in over 15 hours. He came into my emergency department with chest pain, and his blood work told a story his diet never could. Inflammation markers through the roof. Fasting glucose where it should not be. The kind of metabolic chaos you do not earn with one bad meal. You earn it by never letting your body rest. Robert is not unusual. Robert is the rule. And what happened inside his cells is what I want to explain to you right now, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Every single cell in your body is, in a very real sense, a tiny factory. It takes in raw materials, builds proteins, makes energy, ships products out, and over time, just like any real factory, things break. Proteins misfold. Mitochondria, the little energy plants inside each cell, get worn out and start leaking. Some cells stop dividing entirely but refuse to die. Scientists call those last ones senescent cells. And in the longevity world, they have a much more honest nickname: zombie cells. They do not work, they do not leave. They just sit there, secreting inflammatory signals that damage every healthy cell around them. According to research published by Mayo Clinic in 2023, these zombie cells accumulate with age. And when researchers cleared them from mice that were biologically equivalent to 70-year-old humans, they were able to reduce tissue inflammation and reverse markers of aging. Let that land for a moment. Reverse. The accumulation of cellular junk is not just a side effect of aging. It is, in many ways, what aging actually is at the cellular level. And here is the part that should make you a little bit angry. Your body has a built-in cleanup crew that was designed for exactly this problem. You have just been accidentally telling it to clock out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for years. This cleanup process has a name, and it is the most important word in this entire video: autophagy. From the Greek, auto meaning self, and phagy meaning eating. Self-eating. It sounds alarming until you understand it, and then it becomes the most elegant thing your body does. When autophagy turns on, your cells do something extraordinary. They identify their own damaged parts, the misfolded proteins, the broken mitochondria, the cellular trash. They package all of it up in tiny membrane bubbles, and they ship it to the cellular recycling center, called the lysosome, where it gets broken down into raw amino acids. Those amino acids are then used to build brand new, fully functional cellular machinery. It is recycling at the most fundamental level of biology. Your cells take their own garbage and rebuild themselves from it. And this is not fringe science. On October 3, 2016, the Karolinska Institute in Stockholm awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine to a Japanese cell biologist named Yoshinori Osumi for discovering exactly how this works. Dr. Osumi, working at the Tokyo Institute of Technology, had spent the early 19 seconds in his lab with baker's yeast, and in a landmark 93 paper, he identified 15 genes essential for autophagy. He proved that this process is one of the most ancient and conserved survival mechanisms in all of biology, present in everything from yeast to you. And the medical community now understands that when autophagy is impaired, you see it written across the diseases we fear most: cancer, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, type 2 diabetes, heart disease. The Cleveland Clinic now lists problems with autophagy as a contributing factor in a long list of chronic conditions. And this is not alternative medicine. This is mainstream cellular biology. So if autophagy is so powerful, why isn't it running all the time? Because your body, in its wisdom, will only run the cleanup crew when it knows you are not in a feeding state. Here is why. Inside every cell, there is a master switch called mTOR, which stands for Mechanistic Target of Rapamycin. When you eat, especially carbohydrates and protein, your insulin rises, your nutrient sensors light up, and mTOR turns on. When mTOR is on, your cells are in build mode. They are growing, dividing, and storing energy. Autophagy is suppressed because, biologically, why clean the factory when raw materials are flooding in the front door? But when you stop eating, when insulin falls and mTOR quiets down, your cells flip to a completely different mode. They start burning stored glucose, then stored fat. And around the 12-hour mark of not eating, autophagy begins to ramp up meaningfully. Research summarized in clinical reviews shows that autophagic activity continues to rise through the 16 to 24-hour window, with the steepest increase occurring between hours 12 and 24. This is exactly why the 16 to 8 protocol, often called 16 to 8 intermittent fasting, has become the most studied and most practical version of this approach. 16 hours of clean fasting, 8 hours of eating. That single shift can completely change which biological program your cells are running. Now, I want to be clear about something, because honesty matters more than hype. The research on autophagy in living, breathing humans is still developing. Most of the precise hour-by-hour data comes from yeast and animal studies. But the human evidence we do have is encouraging. A clinical trial published in the journal Nutrients in 2022, conducted at the University Medical Center in Mainz, Germany, followed healthy adults on a 16 to 8 fasting protocol for 3 months. The results were striking. 6 of 8 quality of life domains improved significantly. Mental fatigue dropped from a score of 10.3 to 8.4. Physical health scores rose. And critically, a hormone called IGF-1, which is closely tied to mTOR activity and accelerated aging, was significantly reduced. In 2019, Dr. Mark Mattson, a neuroscientist who spent 25 years at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, published a comprehensive review in the New England Journal of Medicine, arguing that intermittent fasting should be considered part of a healthy lifestyle, with broad-spectrum benefits across obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even neurological conditions. He had been practicing it himself for 2 decades. This is not a fad. This is the medical literature catching up with what physiology has known for a very long time. So here is exactly how to do it. Tomorrow morning, you are going to start. Pick an 8-hour eating window that fits your life. For most people, I recommend something like noon to 8 in the evening. Your last bite of food is at 8 p.m. Your first bite the next day is at noon. That is your 16 hours. During the fasting window, water is your best friend. Drink a lot of it. Plain black coffee is allowed. Plain green or black tea is allowed. Nothing with calories, nothing with sweetness. And if 16 hours feels intimidating on day 1, do not jump straight in. Start at 12 hours tonight. So if you finish dinner at 8, do not eat until 8 the next morning. After 3 or 4 days, push it to 13 hours, then 14. Build up over 2 weeks. Your body needs time to become metabolically flexible, to remember how to burn its own fat for fuel. And forcing it to do that overnight is how people get headaches and quit by Wednesday. And one more thing, and this is supported by chronobiology research. An earlier eating window tends to work better for most people than a later one. Eating between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. aligns better with your circadian insulin sensitivity than eating between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. If you can finish your last meal a few hours before bed, you are stacking the benefits. Now I owe you the open loops I promised, the mistakes. Because I have watched so many smart, motivated people do this for months and get almost no benefit, and it is always for the same handful of reasons. Mistake number 1, the cream in coffee trap. This is the one I told you we would come back to. You wake up, you are fasting, you make your black coffee, and you think, what could it hurt, just a splash of cream? Or a teaspoon of sugar, or a 0-calorie sweetener? Here is the truth. Even a small amount of milk, cream, or any sweetener, including some artificial ones, can be enough to spike your insulin, signal your body that food has arrived, and shut autophagy down. You think you are fasting, biologically you are eating. This single mistake is, in my clinical opinion, the most common reason people get no results from intermittent fasting. Mistake number 2, breaking the fast with sugar. After 16 hours, your insulin sensitivity is at its peak. If your first meal is a muffin, a bagel, a sweetened yogurt, a glass of orange juice, you slam your blood sugar from the floor to the ceiling, and the resulting insulin spike not only ends autophagy, it can leave you crashing, hungry, and craving more sugar 3 hours later. Break your fast with protein and healthy fat. Eggs, avocado, a piece of salmon, Greek yogurt without added sugar. Save the carbs for later in your window. Mistake number 3, doing this every single day without enough protein. Autophagy clears junk. It does not build new tissue. You still need adequate protein, somewhere in the range of 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight, depending on your activity level, distributed across your eating window. Cleanup without reconstruction is its own problem. You see this in people who fast aggressively but eat tiny amounts of protein, and over months they lose muscle mass, which is the last thing you want as you age. And mistake number 4, the silent killer of every health protocol on Earth: ignoring sleep. Autophagy peaks during deep, slow-wave sleep. A 16-hour fast on 5 hours of poor quality sleep is, biologically speaking, you fighting yourself. If you are going to do this seriously, your bedtime is part of your protocol. 7 to 9 hours, dark room, consistent schedule. Sleep is not optional. It is when the cleanup crew does its best work. Now I have to say something important, because medicine without nuance is just dogma. Intermittent fasting is not for everyone. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, this is not your season for fasting. Your body has different priorities, and they are non-negotiable. If you have a history of disordered eating, anorexia, bulimia, or anything in that family, please do not use fasting as a structure. It can reactivate patterns that are dangerous, and there are gentler ways to support your metabolic health. If you have type 1 diabetes, or if you are taking any glucose-lowering medication like insulin or sulfonylureas, you absolutely must speak with your prescribing physician before changing your eating schedule, because your medication doses may need to change, and the risk of hypoglycemia is real. If you are underweight, recovering from surgery, or dealing with chronic illness, the same rule applies. Talk to a doctor who knows your case. I'm giving you general education today, not a personal prescription. The fact that I am telling you who should not do this does not weaken the case. It is the reason you can trust the case. Here is what I want you to take with you. Aging is not a one-way street, and your genetics are not a life sentence. You have been carrying this extraordinary repair system inside you your entire life. The Nobel Prize Committee recognized it in 2016. Mainstream institutions like the Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic, and Johns Hopkins are studying it right now. The science is real. The mechanism is real. The protocol is simple. You just have to stop drowning the signal with constant food. So tonight, finish your last meal by 8. Do not eat again until 8 tomorrow morning. That is 12 hours. That is your starting line. Add an hour every few days. In 2 weeks, you will be at 16. In 3 months, you may feel something you have not felt in years. Lighter, sharper, less inflamed, more you. If this gave you one thing your last 15-minute doctor's visit did not, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Send this video to the one person you know who is tired of feeling tired, who has been told their numbers are creeping up, who deserves to know that there is a switch and that they have always had the power to flip it. I'm Dr. Maren. I will see you in the next one.